Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Happy Monday morning, everybody. Welcome back to the AM show. It's your boy J Pad the Juggernaut. Guy right there on the other side of me, that's Mellow PDC. The guy down there on the bottom, that's the boy LB in the
What
building.
up?
You know what I'm saying? What's going on, man? I see me repping my old classic Michelin Ness today. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Got the old Dallas Mavs. I call it the Rolando Blackman era. You know what I'm saying? Or
Blackman.
Rolando and them, Mark Aguirre and them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, man. So yeah, how was y'all weekend, man?
I was pretty good. I sat around the crib, meditated, got my mind together, broke a
That's
lot of loose ends up. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
that's something we all need to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's a great thing, bro. What about you, P?
Yeah, I'm always trying to elevate, take things to the next level. Um, I tapped in with some new software, some new AI to start some animated characters for a series I'm working on. The Rico Verdict.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna take it to the screen.
No
We're gonna
doubt.
take the book to the screen.
Dope, man. Dope. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I'm glad that everybody had a good weekend. I did too. It was a productive weekend. I got to give a shout out to my boy Lay Lansky. We were at his birthday bash on Saturday night. Big salute.
Good,
It's
good.
his birthday today. So happy birthday, Lay Lansky. You know what I'm
Happy
saying? Many more
birthday.
folks who know Lay's history here in Pittsburgh. You know what I'm saying? He's part of the infamous GOV or government crew. You know what I'm saying? They definitely uh, have a strong history here. Him, Boaz, S Money, you know, the whole camp. Big shout out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And happy birthday, bro. It is Pisces season. You know what I'm saying? We are in effect right about now. So, big ups to all my Pisces out there. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we're gonna make it do what it do, man. But without further ado, fellas, I guess we're gonna go ahead and get into today's topics. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get into today's topic. Our subject today, and we all came to the agreement on this, was the state of boxing, the state of the professional boxing in this country is definitely a subject worth bringing up because we're going to talk about sports from time to time. We're talking about everything from time to time. We're gonna try to raise y'all elevation up on a lot of things and get you up to speed on things. But today, the state of boxing is what we're talking about. But first, we want to give some shine to one of our hometown heroes. Talk about it, P.
Shining Star. I just put a little grease on my face so I could shine with him. Uh, There he
Yeah,
is. From my neighborhood. We went to high school together. We've been friends since kids. Lamar Williams is known as a star. I believe he's in the ring with Spatterford right there working
yeah,
out.
Spatafor.
One of the Yeah, he was just out in Vegas, staying with Spatterford, and I was on the phone with both of them.
Hmm.
So I think I might have sent you a couple clips out of that. But yeah, when he fought, his first professional fight was with Oscar De La Hoya, and I recall partying with him before the fight, and we were telling him, "Hey man, drinking and all that stuff. Come on, man, be dedicated." And you know, the rest is history. I think it was like a 45-second match, something like that. He said De La Hoya punches like a mule, but he made history. That was De La Hoya's first professional fight, and I think it was his professional first professional fight as well.
Mm,
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks to the people for tapping in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you guys stay loaded up in the chat, stay interacting with us. Um, that's some dope business, man. We'll play a little clip. Podge, you having a conversation with the one aforementioned Shining Star Lamar.
Yes, sir. Shining Star. That was out in Vegas at Spatterford's house. And then I asked him to put Spatterford on because Spatterford is an avid gambler. And
Spatterford.
Yeah.
You talking about Paul Spatterford?
Yeah, Spatterford. So we were talking about put a casino night here in Houston, and he was with it.
Oh, I bet he was. No doubt. And for those who don't know, Paul Spatterford, he's called the Pittsburgh Kid. That's Spatterford right there. You know what I'm saying? He has had a interesting history in boxing. Had a lot of highs, but he also had a lot of unfortunate lows. You know, like he was well documented in the news for certain rough incidents that we're not going to bring up. You go look up his history, and you'll get to knowing exactly what it was that he had went through and all the other stuff. But it seems like those guys are doing well. I saw Lamar last year. And man, it's good to see him. Dismos, what's going on, bro? Checking in from the Dominican Republic. My boy Dismos checking in. We got the Project NA coming out real soon. So y'all make sure y'all stay tapped in. Make sure y'all follow everybody. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. But yeah, that's Spatty right there. And yeah, guys. I mean, like it's great to know that we have, you know, a connection with somebody from our hometown that was in the game, understands the game, knows the ins and outs of the game. But today we're gonna really kind of like dig in a little bit more on the state of boxing and how things have started to, you know, dwindle in the boxing game. You know what I'm saying? And it's quite obvious. And of course, we did our research. What we're going to show you now is what we found out and we dug up. It says here, yes, according to most sports analysts, the boxing audience is generally considered to be diminishing, particularly in the United States, due to factors like increased competition from other sports like MMA, a lack of prominent household names. Excuse me, y'all. A lack of prominent household names compared to the past eras, and a changing entertainment landscape that attracts younger audiences to different forms of combat sports. So, you know what I'm saying? Now that we got that information, I mean, what's your take on it, P?
Well, I'll say the dimensions of, you know, mixed martial arts. You know, it's an exciting addition to the ring. You know, for us knowing you got the gloves on, and then, you know, all right, it could be wrestling, it could be a submission hold, it could be a kick, a spinning kick, it could be, you know, stations of some torturous punches and kicks and squeezes. So, you know, just boxing, you know, you got stamina with boxing, you got speed and accuracy, but MMA, UFC takes it to a whole nother level.
Absolutely. What you think, El?
I just think the boxing is it's a good sport and all, but it just ain't exciting no more. Because when you was younger, they used to put the best with the best. And that's the competition alone would bring out other people to want to bring out and fight the best. You don't see none of that no more. Now everybody want to go for the money instead of the competition. So I don't think that's probably why it's exciting as it used to be, because of the simple fact that they're not even trying to get to the top guy. They want to get to the money.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dismos chimed in and he said Jake Paul, trash. You know what I'm saying? And I think we can take that angle real quick, guys, and sidebar and say, hey, you know what? The Jake Paul thing being implemented and integrated into boxing, when we know, and by the last fight, we can clearly see that he's picking opponents that are either former, you know, tough guys in the MMA or in boxing and way past their prime. and he's putting this staged show on. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody that watched the Tyson Jake Paul fight clearly can see that they've been duped. They thought it was just going to be a slugfest, but it really wasn't like that at all. You could tell Mike was really reserved. He wasn't himself. I even thought that it was kind of like a ploy where it was staged, because I'm sitting there watching all of his pre-fight workouts, and the man, Dismo said, made me want to stop watching. I believe that. I believe that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was staged, man. Mike was looking in great shape through the whole training camp, and then the day of the boxing event, he had a knee sleeve on. I was sitting there like, and not only that, but he was moving around unlike himself. That kind of like was an indicator to me that that was staged. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what y'all take.
Oh, it was a script. It was script. I think they was practicing so long so they didn't get the script down right. Because it was too many punches I seen Mike could have just easily thrown, and he didn't. And he biting his
Right,
glove.
he was sitting there biting his gloves. Yeah,
That didn't make no sense to me because that ain't never. I watched all his fights. I ain't never seen him do that, and they said that was something he used to always do. I ain't never seen that because he used to be throwing punches to be biting his blood.
that's crazy. That's crazy. I also want to give a shout out to our people on Twitch right now. You know what I'm saying? It's really important for us to understand. Sam, what up, Sam Boone? He said, Roy said Mike hit like a mule. That's the other thing right there. And it's really important for us to keep that in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like he hit like a mule. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would Roy Jones, who is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, say Mike still hits like a mule? And if you watch that fight, Mike was a little reserved there too, but he was way more Mike than he was in this fight with Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What about you, Pete? What's your take on it, brother?
Yeah, we saw more of Mike's instincts against Roy, instinctually. And I'm agree with L, like for the situation, you could see the pull punches because he was carrying a punch, but he wasn't striking. You know what I mean? So it was like watching Michael B. Jordan.
Three.
Creed again for the fifth time.
So brought some up interesting about HBO during the 1990s. So we're going to show real quickly. We're just going to show a chart of what it was like. You know what I'm saying? And
star-studded.
Star-studded. This list. There's that's 1995. 19 Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, and Meldrick Taylor. On that whole entire list, you guys, when you guys are look at it, and you can see that the studded factor in fighting the greats, the great and the greats,
and that's
in that era. And that era is very different.
That's what you want to see,
right? Right, and that
you didn't have to pay to see it. You should come to you for free.
Yeah.
Well, you had to pay for cable. You had to pay for cable,
but you know what I mean. They got cable and pay-per-view now. Well, she got the bootleg, That's another movie.
Which of course they actually even have websites where you have to pay, and if you know the channels, you watch any sporting event, absolutely nothing. These betting apps. If you're involved in apps, you can actually place your bets in the app, and then they have a section that you can actually watch that you bet on. So a lot of different we're sure that's not to cause it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that's making it so. And let's see what Dismos had to say here. We can react to that. All that time, energy, and into a real fight, would still have energy. Man, that's definitely true. You know what I'm saying? Like we can safely say
Facts.
if they would have put some more time and energy, and that's another thing. Like we can even go to these scandals and how they paint these narratives and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk real quick about the GWOAT. She was in the news recently with a situation after this fight where she unified all the belts, which we're going to give her flowers right now, because Claressa, in a short amount of time, unified every belt. And one thing I can say about women's boxing is that may have elevated itself and took a little bit of a turn up. While we're talking about, you know, the sport of boxing overall, I think the only thing that's really saving boxing right now is the women's game and people like Claressa Shields. Those fights are entertaining, and they're and not just entertaining, but she's fighting the best of the competition. She's not running
And
from anybody.
that's
And
why. That's why they're ranking higher than the men, because
yes,
they're showing competitive fights compared to what they're showing on the men's side.
period. So we're going to take a look real quick here at this article that I just pulled up. Let's go ahead and see if we can dive into this real quick. Sorry about the stream today, guys. It's a little funky, but we're going to try to get through it. You know, Claressa has been banned from Michigan on a doping ban because they tried to say that she tested positive for marijuana. So I'm going to read a little bit. The Michigan Unarmed Combat Commission announced that the GWOAT had tested positive for marijuana in an oral fluid sample taken after the fight. Later, commission claimed that Shields failed the test constitutes an imminent threat to the integrity of professional boxing, the public interest, and the welfare and safety of professional athletes. Furthermore, it led to an immediate suspension, barring her from competing in Michigan for a while. As expected, the Flint native is extremely upset over the decision, and it looks like she is not alone. Her team is right behind her. You know what I'm saying? It said they said they're basically saying that they're going to fight this, and I think Claressa is all in on the fight. This is a new kind of fight. She's not fighting in the ring now. She's fighting legal accusations here. You know what I'm saying? The WBO lacks the power to suspend the Flint native, and has demanded a show notice to explain herself. The Michigan Commission has not revealed the exact details about the substance found in the test. However, Claressa Shields that she has never taken any PEDs. The 29-year-old and her team are confident the WBO hearing will fully exonerate her from these allegations, and rightfully so, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, it sounds a little fishy to me that this is going on. Simply checking in. What up, Simply? You already know what it is, man. We here, bro. We here. We up in here, getting to it and sticking to it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it sounds fishy to me, guys. It sounds like somebody's actually, you know, and this happens to a lot of our superstars that are people of color. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes something comes out of nowhere, whether it be the NFL, boxing, or whatever, what other professional sport or entertainment. There's always some scandal attached to somebody that does something that's superior to what the counterparts are doing. And it's not to be any other reason, but it's sitting right there. And we can see it in black and white. You know, what's your take on that, guys?
It's been going on since the beginning of time. You got to think every famous athlete that went through some kind of trial and tribulations through the masses. So it ain't no difference from her, because she's getting to that stage and they don't want her to go too further than where she already is. So they find a way to slow her down. They did it Muhammad Ali, they did it to all of them. So it's no different.
Absolutely. They've done it to every last one of them. Tyson, Ali, uh, Reuben Carter. We can even go back to as far as Reuben Carter. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I mean, we can really, and that's history. And history keeps repeating itself. Do you guys feel like there's a bullseye on us more so now than there was back then?
It's still the same. It ain't gonna
What you think?
change. More is covered up now because of the technology, but it's still the same. It's still the same game. I think they only let us get so far, and then next you know, things just pop out of nowhere. Why all these things been pop up? Why did they all always pop up all of a sudden once they get successful? You know what I mean? It's a weird coincidence, but it always happens. So it ain't gonna never change. It's just always gonna happen. It's gonna happen in different ways, though.
True indeed. True indeed. What's your take, P?
I'm gonna borrow a phrase from another Flint native. Ain't no future in your fronting.
Mm.
MCG.
What she what she brought to boxing, definitely to add to what you said, JPad. Cream of the crop. She's carrying the league on her back, and they taking little small stuff. And I don't want to get into no conspiracy theories, but you know the theory.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You have to be hiding under a rock somewhere in this day and age to not know the theory. You know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out. England checking in. My man Ken Lee, peace from over the pond. Big shout out England tapping in today. You know what I'm saying? South England in the building. That's my butt. That's my butt.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, they
But
forgive the Flake Gate and all of that stuff. I mean, come on, guys.
Oh, clear discrepancy, and then all of the things that we've seen scripted in the NFL and all of these things just to gain ratings. It's a ratings war. It's a money thing. It's a money hungry thing, and it's really really crazy. Yep. Sam just chimed in with another one. Shakari Richardson, that was another big one in track. She got pulled from the Olympic Games for a weed test, and so it's really really crazy. You know what I'm saying? That we have states becoming legal with marijuana. You know what I'm saying? Because they know it's medicinally helpful. They know this, so now they tax it. But at the same time, you want to place a ban on an athlete because of a failed test. You want to shine a negative light and really take away their star power, their earning power from these things. And some of that stuff really doesn't even, it's not even true. You know what I'm saying? It's not even true. A lot of these things have been conjured up. It's a lot of lies. It's a lot of fake stuff going on in professional sports. But today we decided to focus on boxing because it's such a decline. It's such a huge decline right now that it literally is suffering. I don't know if boxing is going to survive the next couple of years until they actually, because I think also the stars have been kind of spoiled a little bit too, guys. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but the stars have been spoiled a little bit, as opposed to some of the other guys, because we can talk about this past weekend's fight. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about that because the Shakur Stevenson fight, he had to fight a backup because the person that he was really supposed to face had to cut out. He had to cut out. So, we'll show a little bit of this footage right here. And while we're talking about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to run no audio, but that way we can still continue to talk. But you guys can see what's going on here. He had to fight a guy from, of course, from over the pond. And of course, Shakur was definitely spoon feeding the replacement. Now the replacement did hang in there. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get knocked out until the ninth round, guys. You know what I'm saying? So he was giving Shakur everything that he could possibly give him. But as you can see, the stiff jabs and the hands of stone just were too much.
Body shots would have broke him down.
Yeah, the body shots definitely broke him down.
Yeah.
I don't think he has that much punching power up top. He can connect very well. He connects real good, and he connects real good. But his body shots obviously are way more lethal than his. And you can see right there, he got him, and he was smiling and laughing because he knows that he hurt him with that shot. And yeah, his body shots are devastating, but his upper body strength, as far as getting to up top, he doesn't have that real strong knockout power. Not saying that he doesn't have any knockouts. What did you say his record was, Podge?
I believe he was 30-0 or 28-0, one of those.
Something like that.
Yeah. How many knockouts does he
But-
have? How many knockouts does he have?
I think all but 2 or 3 of his fights were knockouts.
Oh, okay. Well,
His knockout. Yeah, his knockout ratio was like 58%, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
So
it's up there. Yeah, it's okay. Well, I apologize
Yeah.
to Shakur Stevenson because
leather to him.
you know in the last couple of fights, he was putting the leather to him, man. He really did, and to be honest with you guys, man, you know what I'm saying. These little dudes, like Podge said, they do got a lot more punching power. And Stevenson, I didn't realize, but I know the talk was circulating around over the last couple of fights because he wasn't able to finish the stronger opponents as he's been going up the ladder. You know what I'm saying? Now Sam just chimed in again. He said, but Michael Phelps openly admitted he smoked. Yeah, that's the discrepancy that we were talking about right there. That's the discrepancy we're talking about. We all know, well documented, that Michael Phelps admitted to smoking weed and this, that, and the third. He was not banned. He was able to compete in every Olympics that he wanted to compete in and receive all the accolades and the praise, regardless of his addiction. All he had to do is one of those things that, you know, they make certain celebrities do in order to fix the problem and make it go away. You know what I'm saying? And it is an unfair discrepancy. But yeah, you were talking about Tank too. You know, Tank Davis. We can even say Tank. He's probably one of the shining moments. You know, shining examples of somebody that's not afraid of the competition, and he has manhandled, cleanly manhandled the whole entire gamut of people that he's faced, similar to Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? And Mayweather had that kind of career, and now that he's retired, you know, these other guys got to so-called pick up the slack. We're gonna sidebar once again, and we're gonna talk about Terrence Crawford's career. And at this time, we are going to leave the audio up, and we're gonna listen to this, and then I want to see you guys get some. I want to get you guys' reaction to this. So check this out.
Fact that Crawford wouldn't be in this situation if he alone was capable of selling tickets the way Canelo is. However, it's clearly evident that Crawford needs a big-name opponent like Canelo to actually make his desired payday a reality. His last fight against Israel Madrimov was reportedly a financial disaster. Despite the extravagant exterior and a very stacked card, the event did not break even and actually lost $10 million in the process. The lead-up to the event was hyped as Crawford's return, but that didn't really get much attention. It eventually pivoted as Crawford's stepping stone to fight Canelo Alvarez, another example of using Canelo Alvarez to sell. With a reported net worth of $250 million, and with the way he's doing business, Canelo Alvarez is projected to be closer to $500 million by the time he retires. With this being said, Canelo is in a position where he doesn't really need anyone anymore. As for Terrence Crawford, the clock is ticking on him. The more he desperately leeches to Canelo Alvarez, the more he's putting himself, his career, and his legacy at the mercy of someone else.
So, reactions, fellas, reactions. What do y'all think about that?
Pound for pound, Canelo is the best fighter in the game. Crawford he's still undefeated, right? Like 41-0.
Oh yeah,
but I think
Crawford is
he's in a stage in his career where this should be, you know, and he should have been retired. I like his I like him as a fighter, but I don't like seeing fighters, you know, almost 40 years old still feeling like, you know, they have to get out in the ring because it's a brutal sport, and I don't like to see guys go. And I see them from, you know, we have a lot of gyms down here, and I got a chance to see Holyfield, and matter of fact, Jay Prince is behind Shakur Stevenson. You know what I'm saying?
And you were saying something about Mayweather was managed by Prince at one point too, correct?
Yeah. early in his career. You know, he pretty much started out with Jay Prince, but you know they had money issues. You know, so a lot of people bump heads with Jay Prince
Yeah.
about that almighty dollar. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, and I was just getting ready to say, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, by the way, thanks for everybody that's tapping in right now, man. You guys are the MVPs of the morning. You know what I'm saying? We're just trying to get your morning going right. But yes, yeah, I think that with this type of situation with him, we could even look at Fury, you know, staying around too long, and that's quite clear because he faced Alexander Usyk twice and received the beating he deserved. And he received the beating he deserved, especially in the first one. Boy, he really had him. He had him on, you know, a certain street that we're not going to mention, but we all know what street that was. And no, we ain't gonna say it. Begins with a Q, but we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it. But no, and also, you know, Deontay Wilder. We can even speak on Wilder. Wilder,
That was a big
I think he hung around.
man. He's a big disappointment. He was
Yeah,
definitely all height,
talking
that
about
one overhand right, and then other than that, he had nothing else. No defense, no movement, no legs. Motherfucker was just
yeah, it was only a matter of
walk.
time, and he's beginning. He's again, he's an aging. You know, he's an aging boxer. He's an aging boxer, and he's not really in the prime of his career anymore. And like you said, L, people are figuring him out. They understand now. You know, like he's facing some really stiff competition. Excuse the pun, but he got stiffened up. You
His
know what I
last couple
mean?
fights, I think he
Pause.
took straight L's. I think he took straight L's. I think.
Oh yeah, super knockouts. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, yeah, knockout. Like people are knocking him out. Like where he was knocking folks out like repeatedly. You know, and boxers do have their run and they're done. You know, we know that it's not a longevity sport. It's very fortunate that Floyd, you know, had the length of a career that he's had. Crawford's had the length of the career that he's had, but yet and still, it's just not like you said, L. It's just not exciting enough anymore. You know, the competition is most of the time lopsided unless you're watching like a Tank Davis fight. You know, in those fights, you know, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of you know, because everybody's trying to take him out. But you know, this guy's he just refuses to go out.
Because the first like 5 rounds, he's just figuring you out. He's watching your tendencies and all that. Then the next 6 rounds on, he's sitting there countering everything you doing because he's been watching you the whole time. I've been watching Tank. He's pretty slick with his.
Oh, absolutely, and like Podge, you were saying about the punching power of the smaller guys, we can even you know really dig in and say, all right, by weight class, you know, we can say that the smaller guys are really holding the glue of boxing together because the heavyweights have taken such a dive. You know, even Joshua, he's had lackluster performances, and other guys that they tout to be the next dominant heavyweight. There really is no dominant heavyweight out there right now.
There's no excitement in
none. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you were talking about the punching power of these guys. Talk a little bit about that. Do you think it's because they train harder? Is it because they have, you know, better access to technology and things of that nature? I mean, what do you think it is that's causing, you know, it to be more the lighter guys, you know, the guys that are in the flyweights, the lightweights and things of that nature?
Featherweights. Traditionally, let's talk about Mayweather. You know, the mic sings like a hummingbird. You know what I'm saying?
John,
you know how hummingbirds move? They move fast. These guys are like before Mayweather broke his hand. He had knockout power, but once he broke his hand, then he had to depend more on his, you know, duration, and he started working out and taking people the distance, and then he would dance around. he too fast, you know, and you get to round 8, 9, 10, and he like, okay, you ready now? You know what I'm saying? But traditionally, from what I heard, traditionally his dad had problems with his hands and would break his hands, and you know, but had the knock out it, you know, just kind of fragile in the bones. But yeah, those guys, I guess when they're lighter, you know, is it kind of gives them that straight punch.
Yeah, that pop.
Yeah, that straight pop, you know, when they're lighter, you know. And look at Wilder. Wilder was a big bruiser. You know what I mean? He had really no technique
None.
with him. He just was,
Over
you know,
here,
street fighter.
right.
Street fighter.
Yeah,
But you know,
he
just
definitely was slinging them arms like a street fighter.
Don't
And,
be long.
you know, he had power like George Foreman, but even George Foreman had more of a technique to his boxing style than Wilder
Yes, sir.
did. And it's like a shade to Wilder because he had a great career and he was able to dominate the boxing game for a long time. But you know, once again, I agree with you, Podge. You know what I'm saying? Like the lighter guys just have more pop, they have more punching power. But Stevenson, like I noticed in the last fight, like he did have a little bit of difficulty with this journeyman, this guy that there's just not he's not a PTP, he's not a primetime player, but he had to fill in and step in at the last minute so a fight could still happen, and he still gave him 9 rounds of hell. You know what I'm saying? He gave him 9
Right.
rounds and a body shot. It took them body shots to really chop this guy down. But yet and still, the power is there. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the power is there. It's definitely something that's keeping the sport alive. And the only thing I can say, fellas, in summation, is we hope that, you know, boxing does make a recovery. But with all these different things involved, with Vegas involved, and you know all the money schemes involved, Ryder season, you know, we could even talk about that real quickly. You know how, you know, now that the Saudis and the people that are involved in boxing now are involved in it, do you think that's helping or is that hurting the sport?
they got money to throw around. I mean,
Yeah, they do.
yeah. So look at the purse. Look at the purse with the Stevenson fight. 2.2. They brought the guy from over the pond. Gave him here's $500,000. Can you step in the ring? You know what I'm saying? It's
You said how much?
sort of
You said how much did Stevenson make?
2.2 million,
Okay.
and the other guy got $500,000. So
Okay.
you know, we're seeing the effect of we're not getting the facial recognition. You know what I'm saying? You showed a stat that we both looked at pre-show about the fights in the 90s. You know,
Yeah.
Pernell Whitaker, Meldrick Taylor, you know, Tyson, all through the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Now, before these times, I can go back to the 80s before HBO came. These are HBO fights. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the 80s when Foreman and all of them, Muhammad Ali, they were fighting Saturday afternoon on ABC, Wide World of Sports. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And we all could watch that fight, and there were super fights, and we could watch them.
Super fights. These were heavyweights. We had 6, 7 heavyweights that we could, you know, oh, he's fighting this week or he's fighting, you know, and that has diminished over the years. So I guess to answer your question, J-Pad, about the durability of the sport, I don't think Vegas is going to let it die because Vegas makes too much money. But
it always has.
And the Saudis coming in is a great bonus and opportunity to keep it alive.
I think they better bring Brother Axe then because there's no competition. Nobody want to see them there. They gonna spend money on it. They ain't worth watching.
That's a fact, Lair. That's a fact. That's a fact. And not only that, but you know, it's important that boxing does stay relevant because everything dealing with money in sports really derived from boxing and the lucrative money that the boxers were able to make from these super fights. The era of the super fights, we can concede that. You know what I'm saying? It's over for that for right now. You know what I'm saying? There's no super fights being made. You know, you could kind of look at the Fury Usyk, you know what I'm saying, fight as a super fight. But then again, you really can't, because Tyson Fury is past his prime, and Usyk is the guy that's on the rise. Now, don't get me wrong; he is holding the glue of that heavyweight division together by his performances, no question about that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's something that we can only hope that it gets better, and we wish the sport of boxing the best of luck going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Great talk, fella.
Have
Great
y'all
talk.
even heard of any up and coming heavyweights coming up in the ranks? Is there any? There's not even no talks of any of that. Do anybody know any of that?
Well, yeah. There was one guy that they had touted as being one of the guys that potentially could be. I forgot his name, but the reason why I forgot is because in the last fight that he had, he got
See,
knocked
that's
the
what I'm
hell
talking
out.
about.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
not what I'm talking about. You
So
can't. How you gonna get the money if you can't even consistently win? That was like Wild. I mean, what's his name? Joshua. He was doing good. Then all of a sudden
yeah,
they figured him out. He can't win a fight to save his life now.
no, and that's the tough part about this sport. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got a lot of pressure on you to be something great, but that is a testament to that golden era of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Those guys had a lot of pressure on them as well, even more pressure than these guys have on
Because
them.
they're fighting top ranked
And
fighters.
exactly. I think the
Yeah, I
best.
was looking at a few of the names that are up and coming. Daniel Dubois,
Yeah,
Moses Itama, yeah, Ajit Kabayal,
which
however you pronounce his name.
Dubois just knocked out Joshua.
Okay.
So absolutely.
Exactly. But again, look at the fighters that we've talked about so far. Canelo, who I feel is the best pound for pound, he's 34 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's
Uh,
about to be on in the twilight of his career.
Crawford is 37,
Hmm.
and I believe Wilder's like in his late 30s
Yeah,
as well.
he's very
That's what
close to
we
40.
have to look forward to. Yeah, he's 39, I believe.
Yeah. So yeah, man. Like I said, once again, we can only hope that the sport of boxing does take a recovery. That was a great talk, fellas. You know what I'm saying? I thank you guys for that talk, and of course, this is Monday, and we're gonna get the day started right. We got to pull up. It wouldn't be right if we didn't pull up a couple of funnies for you guys to get your day started out here. So we're gonna go to that now. This is the first one. I plucked this one off, and just sit back, listen, and enjoy.
I went to Burger King and ate a Whopper, and I love a Whopper. That Whopper tore my stomach to pieces. I started doo-dooing out my ears. I was hurting. I think there's some puppy, some kangaroo, something is in that beef at Burger King
Some
that
puppies.
does not move. That burger ain't no cow. There's something else inside of there, and I don't know who put it in there, but it tore me up. And from that day to this one, I ate a piece. I ain't do the Whopper, the Junior Whopper, nothing, because I thought my kidney was going to end up coming out in that toilet, because I couldn't come out of that bathroom. Every time I turned around, I was going back to the bathroom. I coughed, a little squirt. I had to run right back to the bathroom. I said, what is happening? What did they put in this Whopper? Somebody put a laxative in here and did not tell me. If they prunes in this burger because something is cleaning me out.
Oh man.
And as funny as that is,
Man, I had to use my mic on that.
oh man,
Puppy.
hey,
Oh Lord.
he said some kangaroo. He said some kangaroo home. We're gonna play. We're gonna play it again.
I went to Burger King and ate a Whopper, and I love a Whopper. That Whopper tore my stomach to pieces. I started doo-dooing out my ears.
Out his ear.
I was hurt. I think there's some pussy. Something is in that beef.
He said, I think some puppy or some kangaroo.
Puppy. I thought that was Young Dro for a minute. Shout out to that's my guy.
No, look at the dude. Look at how the dude looking at his watch.
Yeah, that's Steve Brown. Shout out to my guy.
Steve Brown, man. Steve Brown's a funny guy. You guys make sure y'all go follow Steve Brown. He is hilarious. Yeah, man, but yeah. Yeah, I will have to concur that the food that they serving at Burger King and all these fast food joints, man, boy, you playing at your own risk. It's not the same.
That's the same.
It's not the same, fellas. It's not the same, man. Just say no to the Whopper burger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just say no. Just say no, guys. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just get out of there. Yeah, because if you don't want to experience with this gentleman, you know, where it felt like it was coming out of his ears, he felt like poop was coming out of his ears. Stay away from Burger King and every burger that you see on the market out there in the fast food restaurants at the bottom of the food chain. We're gonna go to our next funny clip. You know what I'm saying? Courtesy of the great man LB. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna pull this one up full screen. Y'all check this out. Oh, sorry about that.
The whole phase. No, wait, don't leave. That was the old me, and I was going through a whole phase. Now it's a new year and a new me. Listen, I promise I don't get down like that anymore. That was the last time I'll cheat on you while getting a train ran on me. I swear.
You know what, bitch? I should slap the shit out your stupid ass. Cause we way past that new year, new me bullshit. But I ain't even gonna do it. Cause I know you probably got the police on speed dial. Hell, you just like that nigga from Squid Games. You played these games before. And I'd be damned if I let your hoe ass play me. Matter of fact, since you like being ran through so much, then run your ass back to the streets, hoe. I'ma tell my little sister and cousins and them to come down here and jump your motherfucking ass. And also, bitch, your pussy was dry. And it stank. Little dirty ass hoe.
Damn. I'll be goddamn. You want to talk about man, that was crazy right there, man. That was just hey, don't know. Reverse the game. Don't reverse the game on y'all, man. You think the dude's gonna beat on you? He said, nah, I'm gonna save this hand for the next man. Slap that man. I ain't gonna slap you. Matter of fact, you dried up. It's like hair of death.
Shout out Big Brother John. I see him in the chat.
Yes, indeed. John up in the chat.
I ain't seen John in a minute.
Yes, indeed. What up? You know what I'm saying? Well, you guys, we got pretty much about an hour of the power up in here. As my boy PDC coined the phrase hour of power. You know what I'm saying? We want to thank you guys, though, for tapping in with us today. Make sure you guys come back on Wednesday. Our subject on Wednesday, we're going to revisit the fumbling the bag topic that we had the other day on the show. We're going to dig into the other side of things and you know, talk about who hasn't fumbled the bag. We're going to talk about you know, we show one side, we're going to show the other side too. You know what I'm saying? We're going to show people examples of people that did not fumble the bag. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And actually we're able to, turn this shitty ass music business into sugar. We're gonna dig into that on Wednesday. Make sure you guys are here Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 a.m. We will be on, and we did add a new platform, guys. We are on Twitch as well. So we're shout out to our Twitch people. Shout out to y'all. Welcome to the AM show. This is JPad the Juggernaut. That brother right there is the Mellow PDC, and this guy right below me, that is LB. You know what I'm saying? And we are going to holler at you guys on Wednesday. Y'all have a fantastic Monday. Be great. And we'll see you on Wednesday.